regardless of who wins this football game at B. Digger Stadium. It's been a classic. Brush 35, Eaton 35 as we head to overtime. Jesus Cardenas missed his 47-yard field goal, probably by 3 to 5 yards, Dave, or how did you see it? Because we were right on top of it, but like you said, he needed a little bit more distance in terms. Well, the B Diggers had to be a little bit closer because we figured the range would be about a 40-yard field goal would work for him, and instead 47. That proved to be part of the difference.
Yeah, it was probably about 7 yards as the ball landed. The ball landed about 2 or 3 yards, maybe 4 yards inside of the uprights. So it was right on the mark, but it would have needed another, like you said, it probably another 10 yards to have the height to make it through there. But it was a high kick, and he has a leg, and that's exciting that we can think about that now. The coaches get to put that in their hip pocket, whether we win or lose this game now. Put it in their hip pocket and know that it's gonna work for them if they need it.
The goal right now is to win that coin toss and go on defense first. I mean, that's what you want to do. That's basically the game plan. Now, in high school football, you start from the opposing team's 10-yard line. And I think the last regular season overtime was 2004, Dave, when Brush was in Yuma taking on the Indians. Yuma led 21-0, and Brush won 24-21 in overtime on a Rafael Munoz field goal.
Yep.
That's the last one. There was also the overtime win in the playoffs against Roaring Fork on a pass from Matt Ely to Nick Dreitz. And that actually could have been the same year. I think that was also 2004. So here we go. The captains are out at midfield. This has been one incredible football game, Dave Urich.
Yes, sir. This is a great game. I'll tell you what.
You look a little nervous.
Well, I'm still shocked with I'm still thinking about that kick. I keep replaying that kick in my head that Cardenas had, and boy, he was just right on the money. And we've had trouble blocking and protecting our kicker and our holder, but today we haven't had that problem. Even though Eaton's got a guy in from the outside jumping up high, we've been doing a pretty good job of protecting him. So, boy, that was just an awesome kick. I wish we could just have one of those plays over and got the ball down the field.
Right, it was a fantastic
8,
kick.
More.
I mean, I think he got all the football. He kicked it straight, but it was just a few yards short because, obviously, of the distance. That was a long, long kick. And I'll tell you, that 47 yards from this vantage point looks like it's 60 yards. It looks like a long way there, but he had plenty of trajectory. I think he got that football flush. Like I said, he doesn't have a 7-step running start. It's only about, 2 or 3 steps. And that's why he can't kick it even further. And they're still out there. And I'm not sure who's won the toss here in overtime. But undoubtedly the team who wins the toss will be going on defense as they want to see what they have to contend with. Eaton.
We're going to go that way.
Wins the coin toss, so the B Diggers will have the football first.
So the Diggers got to choose, after Eaton won and chose defense, then the Diggers got to choose which goal they wanted to attack. So they chose to go towards the scoreboard.
If the B Diggers can score first in overtime, Dave, well, they have to here. I think what I would do on the extra point is a hard count. Try to draw them off sides and maybe go for 2, because that's the one thing you don't want to be beat on a 2-point conversion, and the B Diggers always have solid 2-point conversion plays.
Well, we've had their defense on the field a lot. They've got to be tired. They're on the field almost the whole fourth quarter. This is, this to our advantage. Try to punch it in right away, be very aggressive. Try to do it on the first or second play. Put them on their heels, and then make them start throwing their hands in the air.
The B Diggers will have the football at the Eaton 10. They have the first possession, and then Eaton will have one possession as well. If the teams have an equal amount of scoring in the first overtime, it will go to the second overtime, and then Eaton would have the football first in the second overtime. Lee and Weiser are in the backfield. First and goal for the B Diggers at the 10. In overtime, handoff, Weiser right side, inside the 10 to the 5. He drives towards the 4. Solid run by Connor Weiser as the tackle was made by Ryan McIntyre and Tyler Bott. It's a gain of 6. Second down and goal at the 4-yard line.
You know, they just give it to Weiser and just let him power straight ahead. And, he just ran that 26 over there, and Eaton just couldn't stop him.
Lee and Weiser remain in that backfield. 2nd down and goal from the 4. Tormolen hands it off to Weiser on the right side, running wide to the right, inside the 5, drives for the goal line. He's in. Weiser got around 2 Reds defenders, and he scores from 4 yards out. Brush 41, Eaton 35 in overtime. Now comes the extra point.
I'll tell you what, I thought Weiser was going to be stuck right there at the line of scrimmage, but he used his hand and he used his inside leg. He drove off his inside leg. I'll tell you what, he just had so much power, and then once he did that, he showed a lot of strength as he turned it upfield. So just a great play there by Weiser, and I'll tell you what, he was hungry for the end zone. He laid out there and put the ball over the pylon.
Well, here's a big extra point for Jesus, a huge extra point.
I'm not even going to watch it.
Eric Garcia to hold. Awaiting the snap, it's down, the kick is up, and that kick is good. Brush 42, Eaton 35. If the Beat Diggers can hold the Reds, they would win this game. Eaton has 1 possession now in overtime, and they will start from the Brush 10-yard line. And running out there for the Beat Diggers on defense, Victor Lopez to try to occupy that middle of the line along with Felix Calderon. Weiser scored 3 touchdowns in the game. The Reds have 4 chances to get the ball into the end zone. Eckler and Carell in the backfield. In motion to the right is Carell. Oliarnik looking to throw over the middle. The pass is caught. That's an easy touchdown to Darren Foss. 10 yards away. Now will Eaton go for 2 and try to win it here? They might go for 2. That's the advantage that you have when you're second.
The kids are yelling over there, and they're asking the coach to go for 2. They're pretty confident. And, all they did, they had their tight end just run about a 3-yard post, and our linebackers have to drop back and cover their hook zone. But they honored that fake run, and they couldn't drop back fast enough. He was wide open.
Well, if they go for 2, this will be the final play of the game. This will be the final play. Eaton's going to have to call a timeout. And this is it, Dave. Either the Beat Diggers win by a point or they lose by 1, unless the Reds change their mind and kick an extra point.
I'll tell you what, the Diggers, if I was the Diggers, if they're going for 2, they're going to have to tell their defensive ends to get a hand on that tight end and make sure they knock him down, get a hold of his shoulder pads and shake him up a little bit before they just allow him to release downfield easily. Because if I was Eaton, I'd think about going back to that same play again.
Brush 42, Eaton 41. If the Reds go for 2, this would be the final play of the game. They've taken a timeout. The ball's at the 2.5-yard line. Head coach Randy Dreitz had one of his coaches go out there. I believe that's the defensive coordinator, Dick Creighton. And Eaton will try to win the game right now. Eckler is in the backfield. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Foss in motion to the left. Oliarnik rolling to his right. Still rolling, stopping, throwing in the end zone. Incomplete! The Beat Diggers win the game over the Eaton Reds, 42-41. Holy mahungus! It was intended for Reed Merritt in the end zone, and the Beat Diggers have come back from a 14-point hole and won this classic in overtime. Let's take a break and come back with a recap of an incredible football game here from Beat Digger Stadium on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.